Hey guys, welcome in. This is a Superman technology, and it is very creepy that we have no privacy. We're losing it every single day. We're losing our freedom of speech. There was a woman who was at a city council. Let me see if I can find it while I'm talking. Was at a city council meeting to address, I think, data centers and not wanting the data center there because it comes with so much. Not only are they draining the electricity, they're draining the water resources, and people's electricity and water bills are going up, and they're trying to figure out why. I don't have a leak and all this, like hundreds and thousands of dollars, because of the drain on the system. And this is why they want to now start limiting our water access and limiting our electricity. I showed you the one yesterday, how New York has passed a bill where they want people to turn the lights off from 11 to 5 in the morning. Just limiting everything that we do, even though we're paying for it, because they have to have all of that go into the data centers. Now, they say the data centers will help with the economy, but not really, because for the size of the data center, like 2, 3 football fields together, it's still only employing long term maybe 200 to 150 people. Now, in the startup, it employs more people because you have contractors. They have different contractors have to come in, do construction, water, electrical, all of that. But ultimately, those people are just there for that. And then after that, it's like 150 to 200 people. So you're not really giving to the economy in the area, like if a Walmart or Target or wherever these places that come in, you're creating jobs. You're not really creating jobs because you only need a few people there to monitor the situation. That's what the machines are for, right? So, and they give off some type of radiation and they're constantly on. You have people who have them sitting pretty much in their backyard, and they say all they can hear is the humming loud sound 24/7. Those machines never turn off because the demand is so high with chat GPT and everything else. Let me see if I can find this one. But your freedom of speech, you don't even have that. And if it's something they don't want to hear, even though they say you can come to the council meetings and, do your grievances, if it's about that data center, they don't want to hear it. Here we go.
All right, this woman was nearly arrested when she spoke out at a city council meeting against a proposed data center that was coming into her neighborhood.
All right. Good evening, Joliet City Council. I am deeply saddened by your decision to vote yes to the proposed data center. My name is Tia.
Ma'am.
She hadn't even gotten all of it out, but the minute she say opposed, they knew right then.
You can't comment on it, ma'am.
I'm commenting on it anyway. You have
And they're like, how dare you? Does she not have a right? Now, it's people there that were in agreement with her, but yet none of them, because they were too chicken, stood up for her. They were there for the same grievance that she was there for, but they got scared and didn't even back her up.
You have officially sold out every single citizen in Joliet. You chose corporate interests over the livelihood of the very people who voted you into your position. You chose money over the future of our children. They can still hear me. Okay. Just know that everyone is going to remember each one of you that voted yes on this. And we don't want to hear. Okay. We're very disappointed.
Thank you for your comments.
And you should have let me speak, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll speak next time.
Give you some context as to exactly what's happening here. This was a city council meeting in Joliet, Illinois, where apparently a very large data center is going to start coming in. Now, here's the thing about these data centers, and this is what a lot of people have to understand. Now, the big tech companies will tell you that these data centers are a great idea and they're going to bring all these jobs and all of these resources. That's not entirely true, okay? Because it has been known that in some of the towns where data centers go, the electricity goes up. A lot of that stuff goes up for the local residents, and they don't bring in as many jobs as the big tech companies are going to want you to think. Now, there can be a way for these big tech companies who want all these data centers all around the country to work with local communities to make sure that these big tech companies are also investing in these local communities, to make sure that they are investing in infrastructure, to make sure that they are investing in making sure that the electric and utility bills for the residents and the places in which these data centers go do not go up. Okay, there's a way to do this. But what you don't do is you don't deny residents the ability to actually speak up about this and let people know what's going on. And it's also not something that city council members and local electeds should just be shoving into these communities. These data centers are going to be a very, very big issue in the coming years and decades in this country as AI kind of takes over, right? And these big tech companies need more and more data centers to power the AI that they are using more and more of. This will be an issue. And you do not get rid of the issue by making it so that people cannot speak and by basically trying to do this stuff in secret in the dead of night. It's not going to work. All right, this woman was...
And they're already getting like tax breaks. So they get like maybe a 15-year tax break, but they don't even have to pay taxes. So not only are you being taxed for your property, you're being taxed for every single thing. And now your bills are going up. And now you're trying to tell me I can't even come in and talk about the money that you are taking out of my pocket, but these wealthy people get breaks? Give me a break. I mean, there is no freedom of speech, at least not in that council meeting. And let me see, I got another one. Here we go.
If your electricity bill in Northern Virginia looks like it's training for the Olympics, I need you to listen real close. So I went digging today and I found out that Northern Virginia is basically the internet's living room. They call it Data Center Alley. Over 500 data centers are in Northern Virginia. And on top of that, Northern Virginia handles about 70% of all of the world's internet traffic. So if you're wondering why your electricity bill keeps climbing like it's trying to escape Earth, or why there's a constant low hum outside your house, listen, it's not ghosts. Those are data centers. Your local officials, they let Amazon, Microsoft, and their friends build server farms right in your backyard. Amazon has almost 200 data centers in Northern Virginia alone. And no, this did not happen in secret. These projects, they go through public hearings, which means if ain't nobody paying attention, they slide right on through. And right now, Northern Virginia is trying to pass a bill that will put a stop to regular people subsidizing big tech's addiction to AI. Because why should regular people pay higher electricity bills so rich people can train AI all day long? It's like living next door to a casino that never closes. It's like your neighborhood got turned into an extension cord for billionaires. So I'm gonna ask, do y'all live near one of these data centers?
Getting these data centers that are being put in their neighborhoods, and when they go to city council meetings, a lot of these politicians are not listening to them, not listening to their concerns. They're still going above what the people who voted them in office saying. A lot of you all are starting to get a little bit beside yourselves, and it's really going to take for us, the citizens, because they're building one here in Indiana too. Which may be one of the reasons why AES is talking about they want to increase our bill again. This is what I mean when I say that it is so much deeper than left versus right. So much deeper than red versus blue. It's good versus evil. When we can finally put our grievances aside, and I'm talking to you lefties, stop automatically assuming that everybody who does not vote like you is your enemy, maybe we could get some shit accomplished over this.
Oh, she was doing so well. I'm sorry, y'all. She was doing so well. But I guess she just got really ticked off and she just let it rip. But she was telling the truth. These same people that's sitting there won't listen to you, kicking you out, banning you from even speaking on it. If you're a person that voted them in, don't vote for them the next time. But here's the thing. Whoever you vote for is going to jump right on the get along gang. Go along, get along gang. That's just how it is. They sell you on, it's like dating. They sell you on all the good things, and then they get in there and they really see how it's working, because some of them, I think, don't have an idea of how it's really working behind the scenes. And hey, yeah, we just putting on like we don't like each other, but you know, behind the scenes, we shaking hands and making deals and making money in the process. How many of them go in with their yearly income being one thing, and once they get in there, they making 6-7 figures or more? How they doing that? Because they're making deals with lobbyists. That's how they do it. So they're going to say what they have to say to get in. It's no different than anybody running for the president of the United States. Say what you need to say. Get in and break every promise. Maybe keep a few, so it look like you're doing what you said you was going to do, but break the rest of them, because it doesn't fit the agenda. And the agenda right now is one world order. Everybody has gotten that memo that is in Congress. So they sit there and they go back and forth and they call each other names, but really they're on the same page. One world order. And this is not just United States. It says world. This is global. All of them are doing it. And you see people making big switch in the statements that they make, where before they were against a lot of stuff, and now all of a sudden they'll be against it just to look like they're against it, so you won't be the wiser, when behind the scene they for every single thing that's happening. They're for the control of the people. They're all, if they're rich enough, building bunkers. They're preparing for the fallout. They're preparing for apocalyptic times. The things that they are creating for themselves will sustain them for years. When whatever nuclear war or whatever happens on the outside and you can't breathe the air for a while, they good. They good. They got everything they need in these bunkers. That's why they buying up all this land. Somebody made a comment in my last video and it was like, okay, so they building bunkers in Florida with the ground being how it is. Or maybe the sand and everything will just fall in on them and they'll just be there. And I'm like, hey, that's something to think about. But I'm pretty sure they thought about that too. What is this? Zara says, what we the people should do is write a portion to lower all Congress. They wouldn't care because they're making money on the side. That money that they're making right now is nothing. That public money is nothing compared to, if you sign on to this, I will give you that. So a lot of them are selling their souls, basically. and selling us out in the process. It was another one.
1,000 an acre for her land.
I said, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. But I do feel sorry for everybody around us that they're going to be affected by it.
Talks about a data center here in Mason County have been ongoing since last spring. This is the home of Ida Huddleston. She has been offered $60,000 an acre for her land to make way for this project. Same goes for Ida's daughter, Delcia Bear, who turned down a $48,000 an acre offer for her 463-acre property. Particularly frustrating for Bear is the fact that the Fortune 100 company behind the project has not been revealed.
That's a major player in what you're going to do with the rest of your life if you're stuck here or even if you're leaving here.
The data center would be located here at Big Pond Pike. It would create 400 full-time positions along with more than 1,500 construction jobs.
Jobs would go, they would become, if not our largest employer, definitely top 3.
Delcia's response?
My guess is you won't have over 50 and they won't even be there at this building.
That's the truth. See, they lie. They lie. Yeah, the 1,500 for the construction, that's probably true. But it'll be around 400 people full-time working there. They don't need all them people to work there. I don't care if it's the biggest one. They don't need all those people to work there. They just need a few people to monitor. And it's not going to be over 200 people. That is not enough. And they need places that have access, for one, land. They have access to water. And you wonder why your water bill going up. And you wonder why they putting restrictions on your water.
Instead, none.
As for the future, like Delcia, Ida sends a clear message about her plans.
I'm staying put. I said, I don't want your money. I don't need it.
Staying put, y'all. She's staying put. So here's what it's like living 400 yards from Mark Zuckerberg's massive data center.
This is my cold water pressure in the kitchen. This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's
their way of life has changed, and these billionaires do not care as long as they get what they get. And they can't do it without the permission of the people in the town, not the people who live in the areas, but these politicians that are there. That's why I say they don't care about that public money that they make, which is hardly anything a year, because they're getting side money. You can't tell me they're not getting some deals out of what's going on.
just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah. And this is what's in all the pipes. It's overwhelming because you really feel like you are up against this huge wall that you can't penetrate. There's nothing that you can do, and they don't care.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new 2 million square foot data center facility. Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
Data centers is going to be a very hot item.
This entire supercomputer is built to power Grok.
We see data centers as the most exciting asset class.
Meta is building a 2 gigawatt plus data center that is so large it would cover a significant part of Manhattan.
But data centers come with big costs, from light and noise pollution to the environmental impacts to the potential rising costs of energy bills. These facilities put extraordinary demand on the power grid and require entirely new infrastructure.
So now you're required in New York, and other states are going to do the same thing. Okay. So don't think it's just New York. You're required from 11 to 5 to turn off any outdoor lights to conserve. And they say, oh, it's migration. The birds are confused as to when to migrate because all the lights are on. No, you want the lights off for individuals who are paying for it when you have these big old mega facilities rolling into towns They're operating 24/7. Ain't nobody turning lights off over there. And they don't have to pay anything for 15 years or so because of tax breaks.
Oh my God. They should be responsible for that, not us.
Search the internet for profits that Meta has made, Amazon, Microsoft. They can afford to pay for their own generation.
Your house is here, and the data center's right there.
It's less than 400 yards.
Beverly and Jeff Morris bought their home an hour's drive from downtown Atlanta in 2016, but their roots in the community run much deeper.
Being in the country has always just been my peace and my therapy. When we found this place, we decided that this was it. It was perfect.
I was actually raised probably 5 miles from here. Felt like coming home.
The data center that's now the Morris's next door neighbor happens to be owned by Meta, the company you know for Facebook and Instagram, but has also been breaking into artificial intelligence. They started construction on this data center campus in 2018.
Definitely changed everything. They destroyed the environment, taking down all the trees across the road.
Beautiful pines, beautiful forest.
The light pollution is...
You don't have to have a night light in the house. You can walk around the house at night and see everything. It's that bright.
That's sad.
This is
Avenue, just in case anyone wants to know. They seem to think it's important that we all tell everybody where we live. I haven't heard any of you say that before you spoke. It seems that this is a pattern that I'm picking up here. This is the first town meeting I've ever been to, so this is all new for me and very disappointing. I voted in the elections that put all of you here. So did all these people. I heard someone back there, I don't know who it was, say that you are elected officials, not leaders. Very good point, whoever it was. Beautiful. That is the truth. Okay? No one went to your doors, knocked on them, and said, please run for office. Please. No, you all volunteered. And yet I see an entire panel up here, especially you, sir. The mayor of all people should set a precedent for everyone else on this council. You very rarely even look at people in the eye. Okay?
He looking away now. Look at him. You got Mayor Greg Wolf, Solicitor Sandra Grace, Councilman Patrick O'Reilly, and somebody named Tim Kerman.
The entire time you're looking down, you said you're taking notes. Someone made a very good point. This is all being recorded. See? You could go back, and there's transcribers, exactly. You could go back, look at the notes, go over it later. Trust me, you're still getting paid. It's coming out of our taxes. Okay.
Oh, she reading him for Phil.
This is
Avenue, just in case anyone wants to know.
Surprised she wasn't kicked out. Wonder why.
Your doors, knocked on them and say, please run. It's coming out of our taxes. Okay? You can go home, put in some extra time. I am so sorry that this entire time I see boredom, irritation, that we're all bothering you with this concern about our health, our homes, our children, our property values, if all you can think of is financial reasons. How about our property values? No one said a goddamn thing about that. No one said once how our property values are going to bottom out. Okay, no matter how many standards you have, sir. Okay, apparently they're not high enough for us. Because our standard is, and I think that you guys have figured this out, and if we haven't made it abundantly clear, we do not want a warehouse. We do not want an AI data center. We don't want any of it. And the reason nobody showed up before like this to complain is because we didn't know. The double standard okay, is ridiculous. Don't look away. We voted you in, sir. Look, I'll be as respectful as you are to me. Honestly. You're the mayor, and I know you feel as though right now that we should treat you as such, as your office, but you are not treating us the same way. Respect is earned. You don't just get it. You don't just get it because you tricked us into electing you. You, Abner, just in case anyone wants to know.
She did that. Let me clap for her. She did that. She did that, and she did it without cursing. She didn't curse too much. I don't think I heard her curse at all. I don't know.
Everybody thinks the
AI is absolutely insane.
Get too real and we was gonna get to this right here. Look where we at, y'all. Man, lady almost went to prison over AI video. Peep game.
The fact that someone was able to submit a fake, altered AI video of me and submit it as evidence in a court of law and a judge not be able to see or determine that it was AI is absolutely insane. I was looking at the video. The video was an actual recording of a chain of events. However, that is not how the night went. I appeared, my eyes look so different in the video, and I'm sitting in the courthouse like something is off with this video. It's not me. It looks like me, but I'm not drunk. I don't drink. I'm not high. I've never smoked. I've never done drugs in my life. But yet in the video, I appear drunk, super inebriated, double second guessing myself. Like, wait a minute. Is this how you actually, is this what Ring camera recordings look like? This person submitted Ring camera footage of me, and that's how I appeared, drunk and high and slurring over my words a bit. And my best friend even said, after we finished the hearing, why did you look like that? Something was wrong with that video. That's not you. Again, thank God the case was dismissed, but that can happen to anyone. My case wasn't even, I mean, it was serious enough, but it can happen to anybody.
They don't have laws for that. They don't have any kind of buffers for this. It's just, I'm going to give them the ability, when Trump signed off, I'm going to give them the ability to develop all of this stuff. But are there laws being put into place? And I don't think there are.
They're going to build a data center right next to your property?
Right. So the data center is going to be on about 158 acres. It's two parcels. One is 50 something and one is 100 and something. County commissioners have already approved it.
You as the property owner right next door, you don't want it there, right?
No, we do not want a data center backing up to our property, mainly because there are wetlands in this property that they're trying to build it on. We've also heard that there are Native American burial grounds there. Those are things that need to be investigated, and they weren't thoroughly investigated.
Oh, well, honey, you can forget it. Native American, yeah, they'll run right over them. They already did, sadly.
We don't feel like they were thoroughly investigated.
You feel like they kind of made the decision without your...
Well, we feel like the developer has a lot of money and has been promised things and has promised our county things that we aren't 100% sure are going to happen. Supposed to be lowering taxes if they can get 4 to 5 or 3 to 4 data centers put into the county. Once they do that, then they say that we won't have to pay property taxes because
everybody thinks the worst thing a data center does is raise your electricity bill. No, the worst thing it does is actually quietly ruin your health. Let me explain real quick. One single data center uses as much water as a town of 50,000 people and as much power, enough to power 100,000 homes. But the real bill ain't even in your statement. It's in your body. If you live near a data center, you live next to a thing that never shuts up 24 hours a day, low frequency humming. It's like living next door to a jet engine that never takes off. And that constant noise, contrary to what they tell you, that constant noise messes with your sleep. It spikes your stress and your hormone levels. It raises your blood pressure. And over time, it raises your risk for heart disease. And people are walking around exhausted and anxious, and they're trying to figure out why. But then you got to think about the air that comes with living next to a data center. See, these data centers, they run on massive backup diesel generators. And they test them, or say the system has a hiccup or something, right? They pump diesel pollution straight into your neighborhood. And that stuff gets in your lungs, it triggers asthma, and it makes breathing harder. And it's especially bad for the elderly and for children. So while all these tech companies talk about AI and the cloud and all this other stuff, is people are living next door to breathing exhaust. It's basically sacrificing human bodies so apps load faster. If you live near a data center, talk to me. Do you hear the noise? Do you feel more tired? Has your breathing changed? Because people deserve to know what really happens in community.
They do. And sadly, they won't.
We went to meet people who say having data centers next door is affecting their health.
I had a hard time breathing. I couldn't sleep. I thought I was losing my mind.
Summertime is more of a during the winter it's like almost like an engine trying to start.
That's crazy.
No better place to live than out here, man.
Pastor Greg Jones loves this home that he bought 7 years ago. Now, along with everyone else living in Meadowland Village, he's being forced to move.
That's what makes it very difficult, is realizing you come home one day and realize, man, you got to move all this.
At the same time, a Fortune 50 company has submitted a proposal to build a data center on 2,000 plus acres of farmland beside a residential area in Maysville. Just days ago, residents in this mobile home park received this letter from their landlord on behalf of DPD Property Management, saying the park is under contract with a potential buyer, with the project developer offering each resident $20,000 to cover moving expenses. However, those expenses must be approved.
The letter said up to $20,000. And my reply was, I don't think that's going to work.
Everybody's just on the edge.
Another one of the residents impacted is Roger Purcell. This is his home behind me. This ramp will need to be moved or rebuilt as he makes the transition.
There's no trailer courts around here enough to even absorb probably half of these trailers.
And then you got water, electric, sewage. If your land don't perk, that's even twice as much.
That's why for Jones, Purcell, and Rico Roberts, when it comes to this offer, $20 grand in expenses to move, this is the bottom line.
$20,000 ain't nothing.
No better place to live than out here, man.
Pastor Greg Jones loves this home that he bought 7 years ago. Now, along with everyone else living in Meadowland Village, he's being forced to move.
That's what makes it very difficult, is realizing you come home one day and realize, man, you got to move all this.
At the same time, a Fortune 50 company has submitted a proposal to build a data center on 2,000 plus acres of farmland beside a residential area in Maysville. Just days ago, residents in this mobile home park received this letter.
This is
no better place to live than that.
I got something for y'all. I watched this like a few months ago. And I meant to share it and forgot all about it. And I thought about it just now. It was something I found on YouTube. Now, I don't know what's being built, but I can only imagine that is going to be a data center. And they came in and they, whatever it is, they came in and they bought up every house in this area. And so you have all these abandoned houses, like some of them mansions. Some people left stuff, some people, you know, took things, but it was like, take this offer for this money, and everybody left. It's just crazy.
Families quietly packed their bags and left this wealthy neighborhood of mansions and high-end homes for good, leaving many homes in perfect condition, even with belongings inside. But I knew this was no coincidence. This is Lowdown County, Virginia, where this same exact event has been quietly playing out.
And where did the lady say they had 500 data centers? In where? Virginia. That's why I think that it is a data center, a huge company, because they don't disclose who they are until they get there. Why all the secrecy if this is supposed to be something that's just good for people?
For years now, entire neighborhoods out here are going abandoned, and this one is no exception. For an entire year, these homes averaging 10 acres and 5,000 square feet have sat abandoned. People just walked away from their $1 million estates. But why? My first thought was industrial development, but this was not the case either. In fact, I couldn't find any public information at all. That wasn't until I found a home that was lived in. An old man answered the door. This was his bed and breakfast that he had no intention of abandoning. His father owned this land, living in this farmhouse built in the 1910s. In the 50s, he built this guest house. Then in the 80s, he subdivided the land, building single-family estates for families raising horses. He gifted his sons a street. The old man turned his home into a B&B.
That old man had money. He gifted his sons a street. But he the only one left out of everybody.
His brother built a home across the road and then built a second home to rent out. But that's all the information I got. The next day, he couldn't speak to me anymore. Someone had called him about my presence.
Yeah. So he was able to speak to the man, got that information, and then someone told them that, hey, this person is speaking about us. And he must have got a letter or something from a lawyer, because he shut up.
But trust me, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. This was my biggest video I filmed out on a whim. I noticed all these homes had sold at the exact same time. That was it. I came out here knowing nothing.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. Dude, these are literally like $1 million homes each. Oh my gosh.
And that's scary for me to think about, because we bought a home, our home, in an area that has homes in front of us that's worth over $1 million, that's sold for over $1 million. But we are no way in a $1 million home. So you buy low in a good area. And the thought that somebody could come in and see the land, especially because we're sitting around nothing but water, and go, oh, yeah, I need all this water because we need this data center. Oh, I need this electricity because, you know, you got Duke not far. You got all these dams around. Yeah, I need all this water right here, because they already built in Lenore, North Carolina, which is about 30, 40 minutes away from me. They're building a data center there. So it's not a stretch to think this could happen in the area that I'm in, that if the money is right, people are going to sell. And what are you going to do? Just, well, I don't want to leave. Well, if you don't leave, you lose out on the property value of your home before the data center, because after the data center, you can forget it. Nobody's buying your home. That becomes a graveyard.
They're huge. Pools and everything. How is this real? This is actually one of the most unreal places I've ever seen. So the doors are open on these houses, just wide open. This is going to be very easy to film. The scale of this place, though, is insane already. I mean, I don't know how they could convince people with $1 million homes like this to just get up and leave. This might be one of the craziest videos of all time out here, at least in my opinion. It just keeps going, too. There are so many houses here. Oh, this is going to take 2 days to film for sure. This neighborhood is so large and so spread out that my drone can't even get around. There's this really big mansion up here at the beginning. I think we're gonna explore that first. Wow, it's got a pool and everything. Wow. Look at the size of this house, dude.
Dang, that's actually big.
Yeah, this is like one video, but we have 15 videos. Okay, I'm landing the drone. I'm so excited right now, dude. Oh my god,
dude, there might be like everything left and all.
Dude, Yeah.
Wow.
This is gonna take a while. I'm gonna take my time with this place. You guys are gonna love this. I know already. Like, I don't know how this is real. All right, so we're parked up at a school. This is like, dude, probably so many kids. Probably kids that went to this school lived in this neighborhood.
It's gonna be worth it for sure.
Yeah.
Super excited.
I don't even know what we're gonna find. We're like the first people to check this out. No one.
And they do get watched. Like literally they get watched because there's nobody in that neighborhood. So of course you see a car going into that neighborhood. You're like, why are they going down this road? Nobody lives here. These people literally picked up and left.
Find out there were more and that this would take multiple days. As we went house by house, we slowly discovered the full story that happened here.
There it is, guys. Genuinely insane. Yeah, look at this, guys. So this is our first spot here. I'll show you guys like a little B-roll of the front. We just want to get in here before cars come. Look at that 3-car garage. Yeah, this place is definitely abandoned, folks. And it's wide open. Oh my gosh. This is unreal. You can see already they've clearly they're starting to do salvage here. So there's not much left here, it appears. But I think other houses, it's all random. They're all going to have different stuff left behind, or maybe not, if that makes sense. Kind of each homeowner will just leave things behind, or they'll take everything. It all depends. Here's the stairway, but just a wild sight. Let's see what's upstairs. So these would be one of the bedrooms. Here's one of the bathrooms. Not that interesting, actually. So I know absolutely nothing about why these are abandoned, but I'm almost 100% certain it's because of data centers. Look in the garage, it's empty. But yeah, I think this all was bought by a data center company.
I mean, who else got money to do something like that? And why would they need such a big area to do it? We know it's not Walmart or Target or any place like that. It's nothing but these data centers.
And it's going to be knocked down, which is just shocking. I mean, look at these. Look at this. It's huge. Here's the garage. There's nothing left. They salvaged these windows. It's not flooded, so this must have happened kind of recently. Oh, it's real moldy in here. Jeez, I mean, all the new materials, the paint, everything, almost smells like it's been on fire, strangely. But that's it. I mean, a huge house, but it's empty. I think despite how crazy this is, it's just exciting at the same time because I'm the first to check this out. I don't know what to expect in any of these homes. There could be some insane stuff left behind at some of these.
Let's move forward a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
They're flying all inside there, aren't they? I just seen one.
Well, this house has a bunch of bees in it, but look at this house on the outside.
This is just apocalyptic.
This home was built in 1988, only 1988. It was 3,500 square feet.
So this is very bad. Good thing I didn't open that door. There's wasps crawling all inside this garage. So we're going to, oh my gosh, there's bees everywhere. We got to, what a very cozy property. Here we have the garage. We have some lockers over there. This should lead to the basement. Yeah, this is all that they left is just these couches.
I know one house they went in, they left trophies, diplomas. I mean, what kind of money did they lay down for these people? Obviously, it wasn't $20,000 like in that little small neighborhood. They had to come with some big money over here. That's crazy. Hold on, here we go.
Here's the upstairs. This is pretty typical. We have lots of clothes just scattered all over the floor and trash. There's even hair from the old owner. I don't know how big this family must have been. We have a note written on the wall. A place called home no longer stands, but the silent echoes of child's play forever gone. Must have been the last note as well from the previous people here. Look at this. Little girls' drawings, I think. Wow, definitely another little girl's room. Clothing, more clothing. Just how big was this family, though?
Gosh, this reminds me of when me and my husband had a property preservation company, and people would get evicted or something, and we had to go in, and if they left anything, we had to clear everything out. Oh my goodness. But this right here, all this stuff is going to be torn down. Every house out there is going to be torn down.
Look at this. Every room has kids' things in it. Very odd. This one's a little bit more empty. This might have been the master here. Maybe.
Let's go forward.
Look at that. Oh my goodness. Guys, look at this stuff. I think this house was inhabited and it caught fire. But why? Why is this in this neighborhood? Look at how bad this has gotten. It was so hot that it like melted stuff on the walls.
Wow.
This whole place is empty. It might have even like never sold to a family. Gotta be a 60s house, maybe. This is a massive room here. Look at this place. What year do you think this was added on? This has fallen quite apart in a very short period of time. This one,
they've already started.
It appears is actively being salvaged.
Yeah, they've already
There's asbestos
taken stuff out of that one.
there, asbestos abatement. This was all added on though, because the older part of the house over there has asbestos, but this is, I think.
So the question is, were they in the process of remodeling their home, and then the company came in and said, hey, we making an offer, you know, take this money right here. All your neighbors already took it, so you might as well take it. And I think that's why a lot of people just left. I will definitely leave this video linked in the description. And if I don't, it'll be because I'm going to cut this section of data center out and create a separate video for it, because I had no idea I was even going to do a data center video today. So thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all for interacting with me in the comments. Shout out to y'all. And somebody said money laundering. You're welcome, Zariah. This is somewhere in Virginia, where the other woman that I had on TikTok said it was Virginia has the most data centers at 500 data centers. And so they just go in and they buy people out. And sometimes I guess they offer them big bucks, and sometimes they offer them $20,000 to move, like they did that other community. So y'all stay aware of the things that's going on out here, and note that even though all this bad stuff is happening, God is and forever will be ruler over all, and all things will be set right once again. Hey, Veronica, thank you for coming in. There's a lot of stuff that was in good shape. If you see that whole video, it's a long video. If you watch that whole video, you'll see it's like people that had new appliances in their home and everything. They just like, bump it, I'm gone. I'm gonna take this money and run. So if your house is already property value over $1 million, you already know they got some good money for that property. And for that man that stayed, who really owned it in the beginning and still owns a lot of stuff out there, he's going to be left with living next to a data center. And he's an old man. It's crazy. But thank y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one. You be the very best you that you could be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Bye. Yeah, it is very sad. It is very, very sad.